Welcome everyone. This will be my review of the Tivo Mini. Hookup of the Tivo Mini is very simple and straightforward. First thing you do is connect to your display device. I'm using HDMI. You'll next choose your network connection. You can either use Ethernet or you can use the Mocha connector and then plug in the power. First time you plug it in, you'll have to go through a configuration, setup, ask you your location. Very simple. Takes a little bit of time and has pre-boot once or twice, but after that you're good to go. So starting after that, it behaves very much just like any other Tivo, only faster. I'm coming from the Premier, which I've had for several years, which is very slow by comparison. One of the things about Tivo, I've been a long-time customer, loved Tivo for many years, but I'm the first to admit that they've never been quite the powerhouse of a device that they should be. They've always been just fast enough to work and just slow enough to make you frustrated. That's different with the Mini. So far, everything has been very fast. I'll show you some examples of that here in a minute. Starting with Tivo Central, looks just like any other Tivo would. You do have to configure your networking when you power on. As part of your configuration, I'll show you what that screen looks like in the settings. Everything looks just like the previous Tivos. Nothing's really different here. Same with the old outdated settings screen here that doesn't follow the new HD menus. Anyway, you choose network, and you can choose to use the Ethernet or Mocha. In this case, I'm currently using Ethernet, but I could also choose to use Mocha. One thing to note with the Tivo Mini that is different than the Tivo Premier and the Roamio is you can't choose to use Mocha and Ethernet. You have to choose Mocha or Ethernet. With my Tivo Premiers, I've been using them as Mocha extenders, Mocha network extenders, where I use the Mocha connection to bring in the signal to a room that has a cable connection, and then in that room I can connect to a network switch and provide Ethernet to the rest of the room. You cannot do that with the Tivo Mini. That function does not exist. It's nice to have, but it's not a game changer. Just you have to alter the way you do things a little bit if you don't already have Ethernet in your room. Okay, when you set up the device, you do also have to tell it how to connect to your existing Tivos. It will locate and allow you to connect to any existing 4 or 6 tuner Tivo device that you have in the house. You do that through the remote and devices menu, Tivo DVR connection, and it'll show you a list of all the Tivos that has found on your network. I have picked this device, and it allows me to use it for watching live TV or recording things from the Mini itself. So it's nice that it behaves just like any other Tivo would, a single tuner, but it allows you to do recording or watch live TV as you choose. So that works out very well. One thing that is nice is it doesn't statically lock a tuner. It's dynamic, so that it only uses the tuner on the hosting device when you're trying to use it from the Mini. So if the Mini is not watching live TV or is not scheduled a recording, it won't tie up that tuner. So the host Tivo will have access to all of its available tuners. Okay, let's see. Now that we've got networking set up, it behaves like you would expect. You go to your shows. It'll show you everything from the host Tivo that you're connected to. It also allows you to connect to any other Tivo on your network, just like you're accustomed to if you're a current Tivo customer. I've got bedroom and living room devices that I can access just like I'm used to. Everything shows up, is available. No difference from any other Tivo box in that regard. It's fast. I don't notice any lag whatsoever. Speaking of fast, we've had apps available on Tivo for a very long time, for many years. However, like I said, coming from the Tivo Premier and lower, they've been, mind-numbingly slow, and consequently, I use Roku or built-in Tivo TV apps rather than the Tivo apps for that reason. Starting with the Mini, the speed is much faster. It's actually usable. Give you an example. Netflix will pop up in just a matter of a few seconds here. It used to take, seemed like forever, but maybe it was only 30, 45 seconds on the old boxes. But these pop up pretty quick, and not only do they load quickly, but once you're in it, you can actually move around at a reasonable speed. The previous TiVos were pretty sluggish, especially in Netflix, waiting for the screens to change as you navigate through the show. So pretty happy with the speed. It's actually usable, so not a lot to say there other than, way to go Tivo. Let's see, what else about the Mini? One of the things that I have noticed that is missing is, on your menu screens, whether it be Tivo Central or My Shows, at the top of the screen you've got suggestions, top picks that Tivo makes. On regular Tivos, you have a preview window that will show you what you're currently watching, so that you're not missing out any of the show while you're in the menus. That is obviously missing from the Tivo Mini. It is there. You can get to it in the guide, but it does not show up in any of the menus. I'll give you a quick example of that. I do this kind of quickly. I don't want to show too much of any airing program and have any copyright conflicts, but I'll just give you an example real quick of that. The preview menu is there. So if you go into the menus to the guide to pick your channels, navigation is very fast. Like I said, it's consistent with the rest of the platform. But once you do pick a program and select it, you come back into the guide, and you can see the preview window is there. Okay, I don't want to show too much of that. Like I said, I want to avoid any copyright issues. Okay, so that is a difference. I don't think it's a big deal, but it's something to be aware of. So with that, I can't think of anything else that's missing. Everything else seems to be intact. It seems to behave like a regular Tivo that you'd be used to in any other regard. One thing I did notice that I wasn't expecting is it looks like the quick mode feature from the Tivo Bolt is in the Tivo Mini. So you do have access to the quick mode where you can activate that and watch a program 30% faster than real time, and it auto corrects the pitch so that the sound is not doesn't sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. It sounds as reasonable and as real as they can make it, but you do get that 30% speed up. So that was unexpected, but really do think that might be a neat feature to play with. Other than that, looks like any other Tivo. It behaves exactly how I would expect it to. So as a recap, it's fast. It can access at the tuner of a hosting device. It is dynamic rather than static, so it does not consume that tuner when you're not using it. You have access to Ethernet or Mocha, but not both, so you can't extend your network using Ethernet and Mocha at the same time. Beyond that, it looks like a fantastic device. It runs cool. I've been very happy with it the last few days that I've been using it. Give it a big thumbs up. It's really going to be a nice added device to my network. The nice thing about it, obviously, is you don't have to pay Tivo a monthly fee. You pay the one-time purchase, and that's it. So that does definitely make it attractive to avoid that $15 a month fee. So that's been my review of the Tivo Mini. I hope you've enjoyed this video, found it entertaining and useful. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.